let's film a video. Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Max and this is Sophie and welcome back to our van build and our first trip out in the van.
Yay, we made it! Yay! So we are on the hunt for fuel, which we now have a little dribble of. It was expensive here, so we've just topped up a little bit. And we're also looking for LPG so we can fill up our tank and test our tank for the first time. And we thought we could get it here, but we can't. It's not on, so it isn't here. So a bit odd because it said it was on their website, so we're just going to try and find somewhere else with LPG on our way, and yeah, we're coming for you, show.
It is 9:30 on Saturday morning and we are at...
We're at the show, we made it to the show, oh my god, we made it to the show.
Wherever we are.
We actually didn't get on site until really late. We had to camp, like we weren't allowed in the front area, so we had to stay the night on the outskirts, but we are now in the show and it looks fantastic. The sun is out, people are being so lovely. We've already met a bunch of you guys at home, so hi everyone.
Again.
And yeah, it's so weird to be here.
What have you just found?
RC. How cool is this? There is so much cool stuff here, it's unbelievable. Morning.
Morning.
It's the last day, it's Monday. We are broken people. We're sat in a field that is slowly emptying, trying to pick up the energy to actually leave today. Max is eating cereal out of a mug.
Best day ever.
This is because we were keeping on top of the washing up, and then last night we cooked our first meal. Well, Max cooked our first meal.
Yeah, it was nice.
But he cooked it not on this because we still haven't found LPG.
No, we were in a bit of a rush to get here and didn't get it, as you guys know, so we're going to head up to my mum and dad's for a night now. We're going to try and stop and get some LPG on the way.
But we've had an amazing weekend. It's been so good to sleep in the van for the first time. As you can tell, I'm losing my voice, so we've not stopped talking about the van all weekend. People have been so lovely and it's just been a great introduction to van life, so yeah. We'll see you later. So we finally found some LPG, Morrison's gas station come through, and we are going to attempt to fill up our LPG. We've never done it before, and we know it's like a little bit different to filling up. It like pops at you and stuff, so we're going to muddle our way through, and hopefully we'll have a full gas tank. We managed to get LPG, we did it, it was fine, it was good, there is no smell of gas in the van. We are going to stop somewhere and just check all our pipework, check it for leaks and stuff before we obviously turn the cooker on. But we are now heading to Max's mum and dad's. I need a shower and some sleep. And we are going to spend an extra night in the van just cause we love it already.
Don't want to move out now.
Max doesn't want to leave.
Just live here forever.
Felt so good to finally be out of the lockup and on the road, and it was amazing to be able to spend some time with Max's sister Bronte and their new dog Reggie, who is an absolute legend.
So we had a great time at the Overlander show and the what else was it? The camper show?
National Campervan show, I think?
The big show in Stratford the other week.
It was such a great time. The sun was amazing. We met so many of you guys and it was just
really lovely to chat and catch up with everyone. You know, any other year we'd have been able to meet loads of people, but we've been locked in our lockup because of lockdown. And now we finally got to be in the real world, and it's been awesome.
It's just so amazing to be out in the sunshine and see all your lovely faces. So thanks everyone that popped along to see us.
Yeah.
It was really nice meeting you all.
It was, and even better was that we got to spend the first couple of nights in our van ever, and that was so awesome.
So we're going to tell you all about how that went.
So our first trip was really awesome. We had 3 nights away. We actually did 3 nights away. 2 at the show and 1 on Max's mum's driveway. Thanks Elaine for having us. And we learned quite a few things. So this week we're going to be making a list of all the things that are not finished in the van. We're then going to try and finish those things and also make any tweaks about the things that we learned that went maybe a bit wrong. They were mini mistakes that we can learn from. So let's go.
So although we had a really great time at the show, what we didn't do was get our camera out and film much. So we don't have a lot to show you, but we had a really good time.
We'll get better at filming on the outside world. We promise. We promise. I can only film inside a lockup, it's official. But we'll get better.
We will.
So we've made it back to the lockup. She's back in one piece, and we need to test the gas. We need to make sure that we've taken, you know, all the food and clothing and stuff back out of it so that we can carry on and finish our build. So to test the gas, we need our gas testing spray, which is in the Great Beyond, which is the back of our, which is the garage of our van. So Max has perfected the art of going potholing.
Leak detector spray. It instantly identifies gas and air leaks.
So it kind of bubbles up, right?
Spray area where you suspect there could be a leak, everywhere. And look for the formation of foam, indicating there is indeed a leak. Wipe away excess liquid with a cloth.
A cloth? Let's do it. So Max has found himself in a very comfortable position.
Oh, my spine.
Again, potholing inside our van.
Kitchen roll.
Yeah, it's on your belly. Can you hear it coming out?
No.
Whoa! So you have to hold it in. That's it, hold it in, keep it held in. It's normally like 4 seconds and then you let it go. Yeah! Oh my god! We have an oven! Yeah! And we didn't blow ourselves up.
We didn't. So that's good. And we've tested all our joints and none of them are leaking.
Yay.
Oh, I can't see it anymore.
So now the gas is all tested and is working. We need to get the van back in the lockup so we can start ticking through our list of jobs to finish her off. Let's tuck her back into the lockup. So obviously the van wasn't finished when we went away. We knew that we were going to run into some problems, but we now have a much better understanding of what needs doing as a priority and things that might need tweaking or changing. So we're going to share those things with you. So one of the first things we learned fairly quickly is that we have big windows and we didn't put curtains in. We'd fixed this one in, like a cab curtain, and it completely flown out of our mind about these windows here. We ended up with a quick fix, which was just some fabric that I had lying around and some gaffer tape. So that saw us through the show, but we definitely need to be making some blinds or curtains fairly sharpish.
The next thing we realised quite quickly is that our back door doesn't completely shut. The seal around it before it was welded together obviously worked fine. So we need to spend a bit of time making sure it is watertight and completely locks up properly.
I don't want my bed getting wet every time it rains, which it kind of did when we were at the show.
It didn't rain. It rained one day.
It
did it rain on the Friday?
In the morning.
Yes, it did. It rained Sunday morning.
And the water was running down these bits here, and you can see it made my curtains all messy.
So we need to fix that.
Another thing we learned at the show was that all of our stuff flew around the van, and that's probably because we haven't actually attached all our door fronts yet, so that's something else we need to finish off.
We also plugged our 12-volt MacBook charger in for the first time, and it didn't actually work. It got power, it just wasn't charging, so we need to try and fix that electrical problem too. We also need to secure our fridge door, because it did fly open a couple of times while we were driving, and we've bought a little latch thing. We just need to get it fitted to stop that happening in the future.
We also never actually finished our toilet properly, so we were without a shower, a toilet, or running water at the show, which basically meant we were camping. Which is fine, but that's where we're going to start. We're going to get this bathroom finished, ready, so if we go out anywhere else, we can poo in peace.
Gross.
Hello, hello, hello. Max has left me on my own this week. He finally got some work, which is amazing, but it does mean I am building this van on my own this week. So I need to figure out some jobs to do that I can do on my own. And yeah, see what I can get finished. This is the Onward list. These are the things we need to finish before the van is finished. There's a lot on there, so I'm just gonna pick the ones I can do and get them done. My first job was cutting down the vinyl so that it actually fits up to the ceiling, which I've done. I think I've done a pretty neat job of it. Haven't wrecked it just yet. I've tried to EBT it up to the wall, but it is like 33 degrees in here today, and the EBT isn't sticking. It's kind of just glooping away again, so I'm gonna have to wait till tomorrow when it's gone off a little bit more to like push it in and get that seal. So I might have to move on to something else instead of the bathroom today, but that's okay. So I've been painting away in the bathroom, and our toilet box is now in undercoat, and then I can seal it now properly so we don't, you know, have nasty things escaping into the wood if we spill anything. So another job I've done beside the bathroom is these cupboard doors. Now I've put in some hinges. They're like spring hinges, so they hold up by themselves, which is really awesome actually. It means we don't have to put an extra gas strut in, and it means that they kind of stay shut pretty well on their own. We would probably have to put a little bit of a latch in, but they're strong, and it saves room in the opening because yeah, we don't need an extra gas strut to hold them open. These are really good, really like these. So I've also used those hinges on a couple of the little kind of drop down drawers that we've got. They're not even drawers, like cubby holes that we have down by the burner area, so I'll show you those as well. They're quite strong, so we're gonna have to be careful when we open that one. I might have to rethink the type of hinges that I've used on that, but they're strong enough to hold it up, so they're not gonna like fling open when we go around a corner, which some of these drawers did do when we were driving at the show. So we've put one little tiny latch on. We might have to either strengthen that latch up or put something else on. I've also plied out one of the drawers underneath the burner. Again, not really a drawer. I think it's going to have a pull down door on it, and then like a plied out interior with maybe a basket in. It's going to be so we can pull out the basket, kind of rest it onto the latch down door, and then clean out the burner. Now obviously the burner's not going in for a while because of the insurance issue, but I just thought it makes sense to try and get the doors done.
What are we going to do today?
Film a video.
About what?
About all the stuff we learned when we stayed in our van for the first time.
We learnt stuff?
Well, I did. I don't know if you did. So if the creaky table was one problem we fixed, what other problems did we encounter on our trip out?
That I'm hungry and ready for lunch. Aren't you hungry and ready for lunch?
I mean, it's literally just 12 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm starving. It's lunchtime. Lunch. Lunch.
Hey, the van looks so good. Like the lights look good and the van looks good. My lovely cupboards look really good.
If you say so yourself.
If I say so myself.
I really love our home, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So one of the big things we needed to fix was our gas cooker, which was leaking slightly underneath the van. So we have got that sorted now, which is fantastic. Max is currently under the van, just triple checking everything. So we get to take that off the list. Is it fixed?
That one is. Well, yeah.
That doesn't sound very confident.
Need to check where it's going in and out of the
Regulator.
regulator. That's the word.
But all the other connections are okay.
Correct.
Good.
Most importantly, all the ones in the van are absolutely fine and always were. It was the one just before we come in where we've got a little connection. Wasn't. But yeah, we need to check the regulator, and then that's the gas system done.
Yay! Gonna cook, gonna have some food, make a cup of tea.
Oh, should we have a brew?
We need to fix it first, but yes. Is the regulator okay?
Regulator is A-okay.
Yay!
All clear. No leaks.
So I guess that means we can have a cup of tea in the van.
So now that we have that gas all connected up and safe, we've got the kettle.
Ah!
Let's make a cup of tea.
This is my Christmas present that I've not been able to use yet.
No, you've not, have you?
No!
Not even had it out of the packet. So we'll go get it on the
I'm so
hob,
excited.
get some water boiling, and have a first cup of tea. Let's see that kettle. Ooh.
It's so nice.
It is, isn't it?
It matches my my cupboard doors. That's how sad it is.
Gorgeous though.
Very much. Come on, let's light the oven.
I'm so excited for this cup of tea. I can't wait. First one in the van. Well, made in the van. Not drank in the van. There's been plenty of those. Excited?
Yeah, Max made us do it again because he realised the hob was covered in grout dust. And he will not be known as the guy with the dirty hob.
We're also taking this time to see how long it actually takes our kettle to boil. So we've got a timer running. It's on full heat on the big ring. And hopefully it doesn't take too long because we both really fancy a brew.
Peppermint tea.
I think we're about there. Is it going to whistle for us? I think I actually put the milk in first. And you didn't, just the fridge is down there. Like, actually offends me. These yours are just a mint tea. There you go. So on our big list of everything, that is our fix the gas leak and check for all other gas leaks. Done. Tick. That's an awful tick. Tick. Just on to the next 3,429 things.
That was a big one to tick off though.
Yeah, it was. It was quite an important one really.
Yeah.
Because like, we don't want to die
No.
before we even get out travelling, do we? Boom.
Because we're making a cup of tea, the next thing we want to fit is our bins. Now these are great because they open like this. And we've got one for general waste and we've got one for recycling. And they slide away like that. And we're going to have one in this gap here, which is kind of works on the door. So you kind of pull it out. And that one's going to be for food waste. I don't really know how useful
separating stuff out is going to be. We don't really know how easy it is to access recycling and stuff when we're travelling. So if you guys have any insight into any of that, we would really appreciate it. Ready to go home?
I am. Another day tomorrow.
Yeah.
She's still blue.
Gonna be bluer soon.
Bluer?
Yeah, when we get the back door painted.
I thought we were talking about your body kit again.
No.
I want to paint the body kit orange.
I thought you said blue last week. And that's the problem, it changes every week.
Maybe blue. Maybe blue on the bottom and then a big orange, like, yeah, like A-team stripe down the side, like 70s vibes. I know. I like everything blue and orange. It's a disease I have.
So our 12-volt electrical problem on our cigarette socket over the bed has been resolved because I managed to narrow it down with my multimeter to a dodgy relay. The relay was just broken, so I've replaced it with a new 12-volt, what is it, 20 amp maybe? 40 amp? 40 amp. 12-volt, 40 amp relay, and now it's working beautifully, and our laptop charger is working too. So the next job with our toilet box, now that Sophie has painted and sealed it all together, is to attach the lid and the trim around the edge. The lids are both going to hinge like we talked about before, and once we've got them in place we can then add things like the toilet seat, the separator, the buckets and bottles underneath to catch everything. I'm going to look at fitting them in place now. So we're going to start with some clear silicone, and that's going to go between the wooden frame and the trim bit that's already on there, just to create it all, make it all nice and watertight. And then we're going to screw the hinges in for our two flap sections to work. So this is our toilet flap with the hinges attached on the rear side, and that is where we're going to attach it to the seat frame. So that's not quite all fit how I want it to, so I'm going to have to trim 2mm off of it, and hopefully we'll get it in nice and tight. So now that's in, it does hinge up beautifully. What do you think, Soph?
Looks great.
Come have a look.
I'm being lazy. Leave me alone. Hey! We have a toilet. Kind of.
Give it a go.
Ooh. Ooh. Very nice. Well done.
Thank you. Just need to do that one now.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. It looks nice.
And then what? Fix the seat on, fix the separator on.
And get all the gubbins inside working. You need to do the fan as well.
Yes.
So you know, come on, chop chop.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm editing. Which I can now do in the van, by the way. Now the electrics are sorted. Well done for that.
You are. So now that the hinge lid is in place, we need to put our separator unit in and then work out the best position for our toilet seat. We might want it angled in slightly because we're up a bit close to a wall. So we're going to take a look at that now. So we've worked out that is the best position for our toilet seat, so I'm going to mark it on, take it out the van and drill the holes to attach it in place. So we've got the hinge lid section back out of the van. We need to look at painting that edge that I cut down just to tidy it up a bit. We can then install our separator that we have, which goes that way around in. And we're going to stick that down into that frame. That is our separator unit being stuck down onto our toilet base. We've stuck it down with Sika EBT. I've put some weight on it, so we're going to leave it overnight. So tomorrow it's all stuck down. We can get the toilet seat fixed in place and get it all installed and working. I've set the toilet seat, I've screwed the toilet seat, I've screwed the toilet seat in place and down to the hinge lid and used sanitary sealant around the edge to seal it all in place, so that's good. While that's drying, I'm going to go look inside at where our diesel heater outlet in the bathroom is going to go, and also the vent from the composting separating toilet to the outside world is. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before, but our diesel heater outlet, we're going to have one on the front of the bathroom down here, that's just quite a flat one, and that's also where our Y valve is, so we can control where the heat from the diesel heater goes. So it'll either be there or on the front of the toilet box inside the bathroom here. We're going to have a little outlet, and that's going to be positioned about there, and that is going to heat up the bathroom, so we can select on the valve if we want the heat just in the bathroom, just in the kind of general area of the van, or a bit of both. The other thing we're going to do here, ventilation wise, is the composting toilet is going to have a small computer fan, which we're going to use some waste pipe to run out to the outside of the van, just to help some air circulate around. So the silicone around our toilet seat is now dried, so that's all working and looking really neat. So now it's time to screw the hinges back to the framework in the van and then check it out, see if it works, sit on it, see what happens. So once we attach these hinges back in, the dream is that most of the time it can just be used with the toilet lid coming up and down, and then when we need to access anything underneath, we can hinge the whole unit, access the buckets, the bottles, all the separator equipment, clean it all up, and then drop it back down again. So we just need to fix those hinges in place, so that's all operational. So what I've started by doing is just putting one screw in each of the hinges there, just to check that it fully works, which it does. It goes down to its resting position that we wanted, and also the toilet lid opens up just fine as well. So I'm really pleased with that, so I just need to then put the rest of the screws into the hinges.
So we now have a basically finished toilet. We haven't fitted the fan yet, and we need to fit this little gas strap to make sure this stays up when we're trying to empty it, but we have a toilet seat that works, we have a separator that is stuck down, and we can access all of the gubbins inside. It's great. We can use it in an emergency right now, so ooh, nice little squeak. We also need to figure out the storage unit down the side, but it's basically done.
Boom. And that's all we've got time for this week, so thank you so much for joining us again. Sorry this video has been a bit of a mess.
A total mess. We've had quite a lot on. Max has obviously been working, and
we've been recovering from the show.
Yeah, which took longer than we thought it was going to. And also we've had a bit of a major disaster with one of our wheels. If you follow us on Instagram, you might have already clocked onto what's happened. But we're going to talk about that a lot more next week, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out, and I guess
we'll see you next week.
bye.
Bye.